I'm Richard Flahive, Chief Investment Officer and Partner here at Hightower Westchester. Today we're going to discuss the underutilized savings strategy out there called the Health Savings Account, or HSA. If you haven't heard of it before, this type of account has a lot of features that play into your health and financial well-being, while also being an important part of the overall financial planning process. So, what exactly is an HSA? Well, let's dive in. An HSA is a savings account that is funded with pre-tax dollars, which can be used for qualified medical expenses. Now, of course, there are a few requirements in order to get past to be eligible for an HSA. So let's talk about those. You have to be enrolled in a high deductible health plan. Can't have any other health coverage. Can't be enrolled in Medicare, and you're not claimed as a dependent on someone else's tax return. So here's how it works. Because your contributions are made with pre-tax dollars, you won't pay tax on that money, and the earnings in the account will grow tax-free. One of the very powerful aspects of these types of plans. For 2024, those contribution limits are $4,150 for an individual and $8,300 for a family. If you're over 55, there's a $1,000 catch-up provision for a total of $5,150 for that individual. So getting back to what an HSA is, it has similar characteristics to both a traditional and a Roth IRA. Once they're open and funded, an HSA account is tax deductible. So at the end of the year, don't forget to tell your accountant that you're funding these. The funds can be invested in various different investment vehicles and grow tax deferred. In addition, those contributions can be made by your employer, which may be excluded from your gross income. And lastly, the money, if utilized for qualified medical expenses, comes out tax-free, similar to a Roth IRA. And if all that wasn't enough, there's an added benefit. At the end of the year, the funds in your HSA roll over if you don't spend them. So you won't forfeit them like you do in other types of vehicles, such as a flex spending account, which do not roll into a new year. A couple other important things to know about HSAs are that if you take money out prior to the age of 65, you're going to pay a 20% penalty as well as income tax on that withdrawn amount. Again, similar to an early withdrawal from an IRA. What happens if you're over 65? You can use that money for any expenses. It does not have to be for a medical expense, but this is a big, important but. You will have to pay income tax on the amount withdrawn. So keep that in mind. There are still some other benefits you should know about. This savings account is in your name, so you can use it for qualified medical expenses if you change health plans or employers. If you're retired and you're over the age of 65, you're no longer able to contribute to your HSA. You can use the funds in that account to pay for qualified medical expenses tax-free. Examples include Medicare premiums and copays. This is a big benefit, and here's why. Fidelity Investments did a study a couple of years ago in 2022, I believe, which stated that a 65-year-old couple that retired that year would have an average spend of $315,000 in health and medical expenses through retirement, even if enrolled in Medicare. That was 2 years ago. That also doesn't include any long-term care, which can certainly obviously double or triple that amount. So as with anything, as it comes to planning, you have to weigh the pros and cons to these types of plans. So as mentioned earlier, in order to be eligible for an HSA, you have to be enrolled in a high deductible health plan. Generally, with these types of plans, your monthly premiums will be lower, but as it is a high deductible plan, you'll have to pay more out of pocket until your health insurance starts paying. Another thing to keep in mind when considering an HSA is the need for good record keeping. Just hear me out here. In case of an audit, you'll need to keep the receipts from all your withdrawals to prove that they were indeed used for qualified health expenses. I know this can seem like a lot, but it is an effective strategy to protect one's health and at the same time create some potential retirement account that can be really used as an important part of the planning process. Like really all investments, you should seek the appropriate guidance to help in the investment process and picking the right risk-adjusted portfolios. And you also want to make sure that this account complements the rest of your financial plan, as these funds will become a more significant part of the overall picture. So that's Health Savings Account, or HSAs, in a nutshell. If you have any questions, please reach out. Don't hesitate to call. Take care.
Hightower Westchester is a group of investment professionals registered with HighTower Securities LLC, member FINRA and SIPC, and with HighTower Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor with the SEC. Securities are offered through HighTower Securities LLC. Advisory services are offered through HighTower Advisors LLC. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities. No investment process is free of risk, and there is no guarantee that the investment process or the investment opportunities referenced herein will be profitable. Past performance is not indicative of current or future performance and is not a guarantee. The investment opportunities referenced herein may not be suitable for all investors. All data and information referenced herein are from sources believed to be reliable. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained in this research is provided as a general market commentary. It does not constitute investment advice. Hightower Westchester and Hightower shall not in any way be liable for claims and make no expressed or implied representations or warranties as to the accuracy or completeness of the data and other information, or for statements or errors contained in or omissions from the obtained data and information referenced herein. The data and information are provided as of the date referenced. Such data and information are subject to change without notice. This podcast was created for informational purposes only. The opinions expressed are solely those of Hightower Westchester and do not represent those of HighTower Advisors LLC or any of its affiliates. HighTower Advisors do not provide tax or legal advice. This material was not intended or written to be used or presented to any entity as tax advice or tax information. Tax laws vary based on the client's individual circumstances and can change at any time without notice. Clients are urged to consult their tax or legal advisor before establishing a retirement plan.